Hey, what's up, everybody? Do a follow up on the sword here, or possibly just a redo and delete the old video. Is got a lot more information. Pawn shop needs to hire themselves a new beard of wisdom. Is all I can think of is pawn shop, possibly pawned item, possibly the person paid them mostly off on the pawned item for what they owed on it, and they didn't show up to claim it. I don't know. Other than I live here, because just every time I look at it, I can't believe I got it for $39, man. I just, yeah. I've been here over 20 years. It's just things still somewhat surprise me. But I have scored the same way on some of my bayonets to where they have no clue what they have. Otherwise, I'm going to show it off here again, just in case I decide to delete the video anyways. Long friggin' sword. Definitely was probably for one of them dudes that rode into battle on a Shetland pony. Because I'm 6'2", and to carry this on a belt and walk with it and try and draw this out fast, if I'm getting attacked, my ass is dead. My ass is dead, man. It's just got enough length on it to where you'd have to be one tall freaking dude. I measured the blade at about 33.5 inches. Nice. Get here. Number 19, stamped into the bottom of the scabbard. Don't know if that's just one of the maker stamps or regiment or what. I have cleaned it up with some just very, very light grade. In fact, the lightest possible grade of steel wool for polishing. Because wherever it was stored, it was starting to get just light, fresh, active rust on it. So got all that off of it, but didn't remove any of the patina. Didn't go crazy yet, but shined up some of that brass inside and out. Inside, it was starting to get those green and blue spots here. It was just getting discolored, so all that lifted off, so it was pretty fresh. Didn't leave any marks. So whoever had this originally took care of it. I'm very happy for that, being that it's real. Because I've seen stuff here in the way of antiques, man, just get destroyed. I'm surrounded by blue-collar tweakers, and been collecting bayonets for quite a long time now, and some of my bayonets have been attacked by tweakers to where if they weren't defaced, they'd be worth a lot of money. It makes me sick. I can't stand to see stuff like this get destroyed, man. This is something to where it gets passed down, family heirloom. So, show all this off. Really beautiful sword. This camera always screws with it. It's making it look like I removed all the patina on that piece there, the handle, but it's still got a nice layer of it. Most of it was fresh, just whatever. Lifts it off a little bit too easy, but there's some patina on it. Otherwise, it's the blade and everything that counts on that. Let's take it out here. Very long blade. Has all that beautiful stuff on it. which all that started looking really nice once I got that just light rust lifted off. As you can see, it still has all the patina. And then that right there is the little maker's mark that I'm talking about. Let's see if I can get closer. It's a knight's helmet with a sword. And then 3 initials. I'm going to have to show it upside down for the other side. Just don't have enough room. So where it says FAB Toledo 1871, and then opposite to that little maker's mark is a Spanish coat of arms, where it's crisscross pattern of 2 lions and 2 little castle type symbols. And then now that I know what covering is here, and it's showing up darker, but oh, okay, that helps. There, that's what it looks like to the naked eye. It's too much shade around me, man. Yeah, that's what it looks like to the naked eye. That would probably be the normal color. So it would have been all dyed black. Otherwise, that dye has faded throughout the years to where the skin that's covering the wood part of the handle. Anyways, that is called shagreen, which either consists of shark skin or race skin. Race skin like they would use on the handle of a samurai sword, where it's got that bumpy texture. That's where I'm going to have to look up just different pictures of the skin from different parts of the animals just to see if I'm right. I'm thinking shark skin. As you can see, it's got that bumpy texture, but not as heavy as you would with race skin. And like I said, it's showing more gray on my camera here because I got a light right there shining on it. To the naked eye, a lot of the little bumpy area is showing through where that would be the first area where the ink would come off. So it looks like it was either white or really light gray for the skin. Let's see, where was it? Really lightly stamped on the brass, right in that area, is the number 25. So it's the only other number on it other than what's on the scabbard and then the date. Other than patina, man, whoever had this took really good care of it. This was definitely something that was passed down. Hopefully it wasn't some old guy that came in that they ripped off, because some of my pawn shops are notorious for that. So anyways, on that little maker mark, where it's the knight's helmet with the sword, the little initials there are F, B, and D. FD for Francois Delacour, and then B for Bakes of Paris, France. Which, just looking at some of the other swords that they've made, is they made a lot of freaking swords or just outright fancied them up. Could be one or the other. This is freaking beautiful, but I've seen some of them to where not only do they do this, in fact, I've got it on the other computer. I've got one that I think is made by them. Otherwise, the closest thing I could find to match this up, where instead of having the Spanish coat of arms on the blade, it's literally carved into the brass about right there. And it's on a foreign site where I think it's in Euro currency. I can't remember what it's sold for. It's like a foreign auction site. realize it could be they just did all that and then the rest of the sword is made in Spain. I don't know. It's where still researching. Let's see. Another thing I'm trying to find out is what model this sword is, for what year model. So kind of just started at 1822 and just gradually creeping up in the years towards 1871. And a lot of the ones I've been finding are British Victorian era that have this style of handle. So not all of them had the Toledo made blade. This would be something that the officer, soldier, whatever would have just had done. Or some of them liked having the Spanish made blades. And let's see. That's pretty much all the information I got on it, just to where now I at least know it's authentic. Other than just taking a guess, I say, man, it's just the handle looks very much like one of a British sword from that era. These guys, I don't know how many countries they contracted out for. Obviously, it was one of those situations. But obviously, Britain, French, possibly Spanish, Spanish blade, and I think they also contracted out for Germany and maybe a few other countries. So that's what's driving me crazy on trying to find an exact match to where it's got the same type of handle and everything and the same style of blade. So kind of put a slow down on researching for now, man. I burned myself out to where my eyes were just fried because the way I do it is I'll get on Yahoo and Google and just do a picture search and go from there. And then whatever site that picture's linked to, if I find something close, I save it. And then I go through the websites later and either delete them or keep them or whatever. Like I say, so far I have found a sword like this, just a little bit different on how they carved the guard there. On Francois Delacour Bakes. This is where I like blogger sites and then I hate blogger sites when you're trying to find the same site again. I had spotted something just on a whim searching to where it was talking about them. Maybe it was one of their other swords they had and this person was talking about them. And it sounds like they didn't just do swords, like maybe they did silverware and whatnot, just engravers, where this was their profession, was just fancying stuff up. It's where on who made what there, I'm just guessing still, other than it's obviously two different countries. So this is going to be the last video I do on this sword. I'll go ahead and just keep the other one and just have update on this one written in somewhere so you guys know this is the one that's got the most information on it. And once again, anybody that collects is no, not for sale. This is one of those things to where for what it could be worth, I can't afford that kind of stuff, man. So score for me. This is my second truly authentic sword that's vintage. I love this kind of stuff, so this is going to stay with me for a long time. Otherwise, I love any input on it, man, for anybody that may recognize the exact type it is. Once again, the blade on it, it's about 33.5 inches long, which that seems to make a difference too. I did find a lot of them that were British like this, but different blade styles. They had a lot of different blade styles depending on what part of that military group you were in. To where if you were on foot, If you're lucky enough to have a Shetland's pony, or if you were the big fat dude that rode a Clydesdale into battle or whatever, man, it just depended sometimes on that, on what type of sword. Is usually the ground troop type swords where you're walking around had a much shorter blade and usually heavier and thicker for slashing and whatever, where you'd outright be fighting. This probably be somebody on the horse where they're just taking it out and just stabbing them as they go. Like, screw you, I hate your freaking hair, your mustache sucks, screw you. Your hat's not on, chop, you know. So it's not really made for slashing, it's made more for this. As the blade is sharpened, or, well, kind of sharpened. I don't know if that ever got an edge on it or not, or it's just worn down in all the years. So, I am burned out. I did good to do the last video on the Oculus, man. I'm burned out. I've been burned out all this freaking month down here, so I've just been putting this off, but figured I had enough information. What the hell? Otherwise, like I said in the last video, it's Bewitching Hour, time to start downloading a ton of games from PlayStation. Because I'm a greedy little bastard. So have a good one, everybody. Free games from freaking PlayStation. Later, everybody.